Alright y'all, here's my 95 OBS. I just want to do a quick update video. I went in and hook up the horn down there. There's a little slot where it used to go here, but there's a hole right here. Whenever you cut it, you can just screw it in the hole, it'll fit. So it just sits down here just to give it more airflow, basically. I started removing some of the blue tape, some of the old stuff, just because it's not needed no more. I know where most of the things go. If you're following along, you should be hooking up everything that you go, like the sensors to connectors. I see what I'm doing now. It's going in, hooking up these grounds. Obviously this is from the OBS harness. This is also from the OBS harness, which runs along with your temperature gauge wire. So I just deloomed it, ripped it back this way. This wire is useless, you don't need it. All you need is that green wire. That's all you need, the green one. So I'll cut that off. Here is the ground from this loom. Just ripped it off, went back here. This is the OBS. Obviously it goes with your AC stuff, and it went to the front of the motor. This is from the battery, right? See it right there. This is from the battery, and I already labeled it, and it goes ground to motor. So ground to motor. These two are for your fuel pump. It was on the water pump of your 305, 350 TBI motor. There was a sensor here, you don't need it. So you want to go ahead and use these grounds. Here, and I'm missing two. Here they are. What I'm gonna do is hook it up there to the water pump. Right there. Which is totally fine. You can hook it up to your head, you could hook it up to your block, which is cast iron, and you could hook it up to your water pump, right? Because the original Chevy, all these wires will hook up to the water pump, except for this one. This was hooked up to your head. So that one's hooked up to your head, the rest of your water pump. Okay, also the green wire here that runs to your TBI head from the 350 or 305. This is why you want to get a Camaro 3-wire sensor and the prong, because this green wire, depending on which one you get, mine is green, it's the one at the bottom. So you have a wire here, and you got the one that's solo. The one that's solo at the bottom, this one hooks up to the green of your OBS. The other two, you hook up left and right to your original sensor. For me, it should be somewhere around here. Here it is. So depending how the outlet is, for instance, this one is like this. So I got yellow on the right, black on the left. Look right here. Yellow on the right, so that one goes with yellow, and gray is on the left. So this gray will go with black with my Chinese harness. This is the layout of the band. I bought this band. It is too short, so I have to get a longer one. But here how it goes. Obviously you have to throw it over the fan, and it goes at the bottom. So you start at the bottom where your balancer is, goes over the pulley, underneath the power steering pump, which is right over there. Then it goes up over the alternator, underneath this pulley, goes over that pulley, over your R4, and obviously I'm using the dirty dingle mount bracket. So it goes over the R4 pancake style AC unit, goes over this pulley here, which is your tensioner, right? So you gotta hook up your socket here, open it up, it goes right back underneath. Yeah, I just want to give a quick update video on those wires. Alright, y'all, I'm back. Another good day. Let's see. I will be cutting off all the loose wires that I don't need. For instance, over here you gotta ground this. I'm gonna just hook up to the back of the block, basically on the head. This purple wire is your key ignition from the original OBS harness. So when you turn the key, this turns the starter. Definitely need that. This green wire I cut, I believe, was for the crank position sensor from the TBI motor, so you don't need that. These wires you do not need. It was for a head sensor. These wires basically went up to the front accessories, don't need them. I already talked about this green one, which is basically your coolant. Definitely need that one. I already hook up all my grounds to right there. It's to the water pump. I just use one of these head bolts I had laying around for the LS's. All the same thread and pitch, so they basically hook up everywhere. This is the, obviously this is the Chinese swap harness. Obviously definitely need this one. Obviously I have wrapped around. This is for your oil pressure sensor, so your dash could work. I'm gonna be starting to cut off all these extra wires because I believe I'm dyslexic or what, ADHD, whatever you call it, because this is all throwing me off now. So I'm cutting this, cutting all the big stuff off the old harness, keeping all the grounds. Like this wire is not needed, so just keep the green one off this part. And that's everything from over here. I went ahead and cook up the alternator. I used one of them yellow tabs, screw it in. Obviously this charges the battery. You got your fuse, which is one of these. I don't see is the fuse block to turn it on. Obviously I do have sub, so that powers on the amplifier. And then you got the this one, which turns on, if I remember right, it's this one, which goes to the starter. You can tell by all this loom, so this has to hook up to the starter down there. Yeah, which is this one. Obviously, because people are gonna ask, 3-wire Camaro sensor. This one I will cut. This is the one you need for your tachometer. And then right over here, I keep forgetting if it's the purple or the green one. One of these 2 wires are the ones that's needed for your this one, your TCC brake switch. Purple wire. So it is the last purple wire right there. You cook it up here, you cook it up underneath the fuse block. Alright, y'all, I went ahead and used a Quantum Motive fuel pump. There it is. It literally has the same plug, the same connection as the original. So this is probably the best way to go. Obviously I need to work on my aeromotive one, but that's down the road.